And Paul and Holly, did you always want to be involved in church? Like, did you always want to be pastors? Did you know that? Right, because these, and for those of you that don't know, Paul and Holly are our pastors at Tree of Life. So was that something Holly, why didn't you start? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, so I grew up in the church. I worked in the nursery when I was like 8 years old, always volunteered, always had a love for the church, and I grew up in a Baptist church. So in a Baptist church, women were not allowed to have leadership positions unless it was with children. So I thought that I was called to be a pastor's wife, because that was about as far as I could get if I was going to be in the ministry. I was cool with that back then. And then I found out that I could be a pastor. Yeah. So then once I became a pastor, I realized, I think I was called to that even back then, but I just didn't know it because it wasn't allowed because of the rules that were put on me, the constraints. So definitely, I've always had a heart for the church.